Hey everyone, it's Jennifer with DP Addiction Adventures. Excuse the first couple minutes as I try to get you in place. Dun, 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 dun. I would hate for you to miss out on the best diamond painting view in the world, right? So, not right. Alright, so I am trying to start a new diamond painting. So here we go. I did a video on it, but if you have been watching, hey everyone, hey Brian, hey Crystal. I finished my pink tulips. Hello, Soulful. Hi, Nan. I know, burr, negative 23. That's kind of what I titled this video, is Polar Vortex, is what they're calling it. And just to keep you in the loop, today is day 3 of the kiddo being home for snow days. And it's also day 2 of me being home. On Monday, I got out there. Hey, Ozzy. Thanks for staying up so late just to say hi. I'm sorry for the noise. I'm arranging my drills for easy access for a long winter's night. But yeah, I managed to get to work on Monday. We had received about 8 to 10 inches of snow by Monday morning. I guess the storm came through my husband got up at 4 to go to the bathroom. He said it was just lightly starting to snow. And then when we woke up at 6, there was already like 4 inches of snow. And then they called off school. I did not have a client or a meeting until 9, so I went back to bed, woke up around 7:30, managed to get into work, get my meeting, and the rest of my clients canceled, which I knew they would. And we ended up closing, which we never close. Hey! Oh, let me catch up with you all. Alright, well, Ozzy is keeping herself awake. It's 2 p.m. there. Okay, for some reason I thought it was early in the morning. Hi, Elizabeth. Hey, Wendy. Yeah, I was a snow woman. I sent Gone Off My Meds Wendy a little Snapchat. She has inspired me. Hi, Saphira's mama. So yeah, so Monday they closed us down. We all went home at 3. If you saw my video, instead of going home, I went to Michael's, and instead of the $4 grab bags, which I'm highly jealous of, I got a $4 box, 2 of them. Hey, Mrs. Coffee. And then yesterday, school was called off, and I was not feeling good. I get really bad migraines when fronts come through. And normally it's spring and fall because that's when the big high-low fronts. Usually in the winter, even with snowstorms, my migraine was just horrible. So I was like, I'll sleep till noon and try to make it in. I got a text from the office saying they canceled all my clients because of the weather, just to stay home. Well, then we got an email from our CEO saying that we were closed today. And we just got another email saying we are closed tomorrow. So we now have 2 feet of snow and we're at negative 30 to negative 40 degree wind chill. I ran out tonight around 4:30 to grab, as Ella laughs, Ella from Kicking Cancer's Butt, I grabbed some milk, some eggs, and some bread. I was laughing so hard when she was like, what the heck, my mother-in-law, when we moved to Pennsylvania. Well, I shouldn't say mother-in-law, sorry. I think it was her boyfriend's mother took her out. And, yeah, so I went out and got the family, they wanted some hot chocolate, and I needed to get us some veggies because all we had was processed food left in the house. And, yeah, so anyway, I got some meat. I got some lovely clementines and some broccoli and some blueberries and apples and just some healthy stuff, as well as the milk, eggs, and bread. And yeah, so anyway, tomorrow will be day 4 of this snow polar vortex. So anyway, so let me catch up with what you're saying. So hey everybody who's here, sorry if I missed you as I was doing my little intro. This is coffee, yeah. I did it because my daughter wants to make chocolate chip cookies and our eggs were like 2 months old. And I'm like, I don't really trust those. So I'm going to pick out some eggs. And then my husband said milk, and then he wanted bread for grilled cheese for tomorrow. So then I was like, great, I'm going to the store right after I watched Ella's video. Literally 5 minutes after I finished watching it, to get eggs, milk, and bread. Yeah, so, oh, Marissa, you're eating pie. Hi, Cindy B. Good to see you. Yeah, our office said for sure we're open on Friday. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Oh, and I'm going crazy being locked up. I'm serious. I need to get out. I need to see people. Wendy and I were chatting through Facebook message, and what you guys don't know is I actually am on a medication for a different reason than Wendy. And because my husband was in the hospital, I wasn't keeping track, and I have mail order meds, but they don't come automatic. And I had like 1 pill left right before he went into the hospital, or around that time, and then I couldn't log in to our system. Evidently I had the login information wrong, and so when he got home from the hospital, I said, oh yeah, by the way, can you order me the medication? And he did, not realizing I was like out, so he didn't rush it. And then I was supposed to get it today, but even the U.S. Postal Service closed in our county, and then tomorrow they're closed again. So I will not get the medication till Friday, which puts me at like almost 3 weeks exactly. And it's a very dangerous medication to go off of. And so I have been doing a lot of diamond painting, not only because I'm inside, but because I'm trying to keep this self-care and myself sane, because my mind will go places, and I thank the Lord that I'm a therapist and I can see the signs of where my negativity goes. So that way I can kind of push through it. So yeah, I've lost it a couple times, but my husband still has all of his limbs, and the poor guy, and everybody's being fed well, and we'll get through. Yeah, one correct mom. That's a good idea. However, the whole state of Michigan is on an emergency. I don't know if the whole state, but West Michigan has been closed down. Like, you really aren't supposed to be on the roads. So the doctor's offices are closed. Yeah, except for emergencies, are like all the hospitals and doctor's offices for 3 days have been closed. So it's crazy. Oh, Rebecca, you get milk and bread when the first snowflake hits. Yeah, totally understand. Let's see here. Of course, they're being fed well. You have bread, eggs, and milk. Yeah, yeah. So anyway, yeah, so I'm doing okay. I'll get my meds by Friday. They do take anywhere from 3 to 5 days to kick in when you're only off of them for a couple days. Otherwise, they're a type of medication. They're an anxiety medication. So otherwise, it could take 4 to 6 weeks for them to get in my system if I'm off of it too long due to how long it's in my system. But I'm doing okay. I just need to be around people because I've had too much alone time. And I'm an introvert, so I do need quiet, but I also, for my anxiety, need to get out of my head. And the way to get out of my head is not to be alone. So I have to like have that delicate balance. So I've been doing a lot of just kind of self-care, deep breathing. My husband kind of is like, you're a little bit too much right now. Kind of helps me be the thermometer. Lots of warm showers just for calm and different things like that. So I'll get there. But yeah, so that's kind of the update before we jump in and diamond paint. Oh, just blame, Wendy says, just blame her for bad behavior or thoughts. Yeah, Mrs. Coffee, I was listening to, I think it was your live where you were talking about they're just a different type of breed in North Dakota. I totally think that. I think the people who are born in North Dakota just are born with their bodies at negative 20 degrees. So yeah. All right. So what's everybody working on? It's what day is it? Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday. Yeah, so I finished my pink tulips. I did a post review that I will probably get up at some time tomorrow. And this is my next adventure. So you guys want to see what it is? I'll take you in close. This is actually, as you can see here, is the Huracan. I purchased this between the popping drills and the no grid. So I've had a lot of people comment on like Huracan and how's it going. So far it's going okay, but I don't know based on the color if I do know they're clicking in, but this is what I am doing. It is a little girl, and it's a gorgeous girl, and she's in a little yellow dress with a little pink purse, just laying in the grass. So I thought I would do something spring-like that would help me feel like I was in the spring. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, Mrs. Coffee, you had to abandon. I saw a post. Too many garbage drills. So you did decide on your rhinestone kit. I was wondering when you opened up the mother owl and you mentioned whether or not you were going to stick with the rhinestone. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, One Cracked Mom, what's going on? Did I miss something? Are you looking for a job? Elizabeth, you no DP for a while because of your migraines. Oh, but you're working on the skullflower heart. That'll be beautiful. Yeah. So, I'm just going to jump in. I didn't have much to say. I just wanted to update you guys and have some social interaction, see what we got going on here. Oh, Cindy B, you posted it. Okay. I'll have to go check that out. Oh, they made you drive in this weather? I'm so sorry. How did the interview go? Do you feel like you did okay? I was in the same job for 10 years before I started looking for, well, I'd looked for a new job a couple times during that 10 years, but seriously, basically, was turning in my resignation, and I'm telling you, oh good, I'm so glad, One Crack Mom. What kind of work is it? Is it something that you hope to do, or is this just a get by your job? I mean, get by type of job? And yeah, so I was in the interview process, and I'm telling you, that's some scary. You just kind of feel, I feel like I want to be myself, but I feel like I have to sell myself, and that's just hard for me. Oh my goodness, Saphira's mama, you're a counselor? That's awesome. One Crack Mom, without my glasses, I thought it was like assassination living home with seniors. Like, what the heck? Oh, goodness. Yeah, I probably shouldn't do as much as I do without my glasses, but when I'm in the home, I just normally don't need them, and so I don't wear them a lot. Did you ever practice Saphira's mom? Soulful, I thought you said I'm in a fitting room at Goodwill. I was like, oh, she is a diehard YouTuber. Oh, Cindy B, I'm so glad you got your sink unfrozen. And you got yourself a space heater. Yeah, right, our basement is where my craft room is, and it is freezing. And so I have a space heater right at my feet, because we could turn up the heat and it would get warm down here because this is technically our family room, but then it costs a lot more money. And my husband asked one of his friends if he could borrow a TV, because the first time he went into the hospital, they said for about a month while he was regaining his strength, he shouldn't really be going up and down the stairs. And so our living room does not have a TV in it, and I have that purposefully that way so that when company comes over and different things like that, it's, you know, the kids can go downstairs and watch TV if they want. Well, he borrowed this TV a couple months ago, and it's in our living room. And I guess our living room is just so warm and cozy, he doesn't want to come down here. And he's lost a lot of weight and hasn't had time to rebuild muscle. And so he gets extremely cold very easily. And so he's like, it's too cold down there. And I'm like, well, that's what socks and 3 pairs of pants and 4 blankets and a space heater are for. Oh, I know, Mrs. Coffee. I need you to send me a link of the slipper flippers that you have. I was trying to look on Amazon to see. And I can't get it, so I tried. I cannot get it so my chat shows after I'm done being live. So if you give me the link in the chat right now, I won't see it when it's done. I have to figure that out, and today I just did not have the brain power, and my computer is on the fritz. So I wanted one of those weighted blankets. I know it's not heated, but I just thought, I love just being snuggled up and just feeling that weight. A lot of times in the summer, my husband's like, why do you always want the comforter on you? And then you complain about being hot. Like, I just like the feel of that heaviness. Oh, I'll bug Rachel Ray about it. I'll be like, girlfriend, hook me up. I'll pay for it. Oh, good, Marissa. Thanks. It's a good tip. I did find several of them, but I didn't find any that were cute like what she showed. So I'll have to keep looking. I just need to persevere, like my daughter's been telling me. She's learning different moral character qualities at school, and she comes home and she's like, Mom, you just need to persevere. I'm like, okay. Perseverance is one of the few words that I can't spell. There's probably about 10 words, English words, that to this day I have to use spell check. Perseverance is one of them. Maintenance is one of them, which kind of goes along with perseverance. I get the E's and the A's all mixed up. Definitely, that's one of them. Do you guys have any words that you guys struggle with? Or am I the only one? I'm trying to think of the other ones. I did a Facebook post one time on them. Mrs. Coffee told her kids that she quits. No 2-week notice. Maggie then asked for a sandwich. After she made it, she quit again. Oh, goodness. Crazy. Our dog, okay, now that we have 2 feet of snow and the temperature is so cold, we let our dog out for like 30 seconds to pee, and she doesn't even squat anymore. She runs out about 4 feet, turns her head back at you to look at you. You see her ears go back. That's how you know she's peeing. And then she runs back in. And then she starts licking herself. And I'm like, oh, she's just warming herself back up. I'm like, seriously, the poor puppy. Goodness gracious. And our dog is you've seen her, Zoe. She's a boxer mixed with Great Dane and Shar-Pei, and they told us that she would need a winter coat. The problem is, and we bought one for her, but she waits till the last minute to tell us she needs to go outside. So then we try to put the coat on her, and she gets so excited that she then pees right then and there. And I'm like, all right, we're bypassing the coat. Go outside, do your thing, come right back in. Oh, accessory is one of them. Yeah. Is there any particular DP websites on a budget? I'm not quite sure what you mean, Soulful. I know I can get some off of AliExpress, is, you know, good quality ones. Is, you know, oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, it says, due to extreme temperatures, our energy company is asking everyone to lower their heat to 65 degrees or less through Friday. Why, thank you very much. I don't know we'll do that or not. Oh yeah, one cracked mom, that's what I got. So, crazy. Make sure you guys still have, oh, you guys are watching my pens. We keep ours on, what do we keep ours on? Sorry, I'm distracted by if you guys can see or not, and the delay on my iPad is going crazy. We keep ours on 68 most of the time. Oh, bye, Nan. Sorry I didn't see you were going. Mrs. Coffee says Killian runs away for like 20 minutes, then comes back. You try to put boots on your dog. Oh, goodness. At the heat to 60 degrees? Oh, my goodness. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what I think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Because we keep ours, I feel like, okay, I keep mine at 67 to 68 most of the winter, which is a lot lower than some people. So can I, like, use that savings up now? Oh, goodness. I was watching a news report last night because of the temperatures today. We have a local nonprofit that went around in a van and actually like got out of the van and looked for the homeless under the bridges and behind buildings and on the railroad tracks, and was like encouraging them, please come with us, you know, we need you to stay warm, we don't want you out here in these temperatures. And one couple refused. They're like, nope, we're sleeping out here. And they took the blankets, but the nonprofit person was almost in tears because, I mean, negative 30 to negative 40 degrees. And they're saying, you know, do not, they were talking about how people's corneas in their eyes could freeze if you didn't have goggles on. Hey, Gwenny. I saw your, was it crochet or knitting? I saw your finished project. That hat is so adorable. Good job. Your Soulful says, my shepherd will just lay out in the snow. He doesn't care. Then he'll look at you like, aren't you going to come out? Yeah. It's crazy. We had one year, we've had a couple years that we've lost heat because of ice. It weighs down the power lines and then they'll break. And thankfully we have a gas stove. And so what I'll do is I'll put water, pots of water on the stove and boil them. And it keeps the house moderately warm so you're not freezing. But that's like in 30-degree weather. That's not in this negative weather. So, yeah, I don't know. But what's really funny is I think by Sunday we're supposed to have 40-degree weather, and by Monday it's supposed to rain. I'm like, okay, it is 2 feet of snow, and my daughter's so upset because it's too cold for her to go out and play in it. And what, Wednesday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, in 4 days we're going to have 40-degree weather, and it's going to start raining. So that's that'll be lots of fun. Crazy, crazy. So yeah, this is a gorgeous girl I'm working on. Spring setting. I haven't had any issues with popping drills. The drills themselves are okay quality. I mean, they're not Ever Moment or Diamond Art Club, but they're decent. So yeah, I love, there's like 8 greens that I've done to make up this little area right here. So I do like, it's 45 colors. Now I will say, when I unboxed this, which was in one of my videos, I opened it up, it looked like the color palette of the drills looked great. Because there were so many colors, I did the whole, like, I'll let you know if there's an issue with the colors or with the drills. Oh yeah, I heard about the Muskegon Ice Jam. Yeah. One Cracked Mom. Muskegon is about, on a good day, oh, what would you say, 40 miles away? So on a good day, maybe 50 minutes, depending on what part of Muskegon. I'm here in Grand Rapids. So I opened, you know, I did the little video, everything looked great, showed, you know, what we normally do, closed the video down, and then started doing the inventory. And I kid you not, the color palette was, like, looked like what it was supposed to be, but none of the colors matched this inventory. It was like somebody went through and said, oh, I need 8 greens. I'm just going to randomly pick 8 greens. Like, not one color matched. I was, like, blown away. So I contacted them, and they wanted proof, and so I was sending pictures. Always take pictures. I don't blame them for wanting proof, because it is expensive to send replacements, but be kind about it. And a lot of people forget, you know, English is not their first language, so sometimes it comes across slightly rude, but I think they're just putting what they want to say through a translator. Is that an and sign? This thing's like at a weird angle, so my light, let's see if I can, that's better. You guys still see? Oh, Sophal says today her shepherd got his paw stuck on a glue trap. And you'd hear it clap from the cliff. Did he get it off okay? Oh my goodness. Those things are super sticky. But yeah, they said that they would send me new drills, and I had gotten 2 customs from them, and both of them were that way. The drills did not match. It's serious. The colors were very similar, but I was not going to try to, like, you know, what do they call it? Color replacement or convert. What do you call it in crochet when you take the normal color palette? I know, Wendy, if you're still in here, you're going to try to do it with your punch, is it punch needle? I was not going to do any converting. So they sent me, I had to take a picture of this legend, those fancy words that I can't say, and send it in, and then they sent it to me. The only thing I don't like about replacements is they send it super, super long. So even though we wait, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks for our canvases, if they have to replace anything, it's like 3 to 4 months. It's crazy. Conversion. Thank you, Mrs. Coffee. I could not think of that word. So, Wendy, have you tried any of your new craft? Or are you still working on your YouTube watching to see how it's done? I always ask Wendy questions, and she's so polite to answer them, and then 30 seconds later, the video she did explaining the answer to the questions comes out. I feel like a doofus then. I'm like, oh, you're so sweet. You could have just said, wait 10 minutes for the video. But she humors me and answers my questions. Thank you so much, Wendy. Yeah, I hear you, Mrs. Coffee. Yep. Yeah, like I'm waiting right now. I've mentioned before I had 10 custom hula cans from July, and I pulled one out, and I'm like, these drills are no good. And so I've been waiting and waiting. But I had like 10 other ones to pick from. And I thought, I'm going to try this. I needed something spring-like. I needed square. That's why I didn't do a Diamond Art Club one that I have. I love that they have AB, but I wish they had more squares in the styles I liked. I know that they don't have a lot because they're working on the AB and it's all beautiful, but my favorite is squares. When he says, nah, I have real-time interaction with someone who isn't pissed about their insurance rate. Soulful is embroidering right now. Soulful, what is the subject matter of your embroidering? Yes, Abra, exactly. It is important to have a stash. Yes, I think I have about 20 to 25, and 10 of them I can't do, so that took me down to 15, and then 3 of them are Diamond Art Club. But still, seriously, 12 is a lot to pick from. So, Abra, yep, that's exactly the discussion with the husbands. Yep, I totally get that. 100%. 100%. Alright, come on. I'm looking for the ampersand sign, and it's evading me. I just thought I saw a block of them. So let's switch gears. Let's do some pink. Let's do some pink, some 819. If you guys know Brandy with Abstract Crafter, I've been a subscriber of hers for quite some time, and she and I would message back and forth, and at first she's like, my anxiety, I can't have more than like 2 or 3 in my stash because I have to always think in my brain about I've got to get these done, I've got to get these done. And then I was just watching a video of hers, and I think she was like up to 70. I was like, whoa, the addiction is real, the struggle is real. The addiction took over someone who had powers to not be addicted. So yeah, it's crazy. One cracked mom. Hubby asked me how many I needed. I told him I will let him know when I have enough. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. So, I get it. I get it. I think, I mentioned this a while ago, I think part of the addiction too is the actual buying and the unboxing. Part of me wishes I could buy them, unbox them, have that joy, and then sell them. Be like, As long as you pay the shipping, you can have this, you know. Like if I bought something for $10 and it costs $5 to ship, I'll sell it to you for $15. I don't need to make any money off of it. I just need to break even. But then it would feed my addiction of opening that. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Ooh, Everything Gwenny is knitting a beaded lace cape shawl. That sounds awesome, Gwenny. What colors are you using? How are things going right now with you? You don't have to publicly say, but I want you to know you've been on my mind and my heart. Just hoping everything is going all right for you. And I'm wondering if some of your pain that you're experiencing or exhaustion is from what you're going through. A lot of times mentally, you know, that's connected to our physical. And if we already have something that's chronic and we don't, you know, we're using all of our energy on our trying to be mentally strong, there's nothing left for our bodies and our bodies just break down. I know when I'm super stressed, I get more ill. So I've just been really thinking about you. Ooh. It's Snow White theme, so it's yellow, blue, red, etc. I might have an unboxing of the yarn some week soon. Well, we will be watching, Gwenny. Definitely. Support here. Yeah. So here in the United States, I don't know how many people are watching outside. We have a huge upcoming sporting event. The Super Bowl, American football. And I wanted to ask the question, is anybody doing a Super Bowl party or going to a Super Bowl party? Yeah, definitely, Gwenny, and I second that. Mrs. Coffee, she says, I literally told Mr. Coffee that I wonder if the mental anguish can manifest into physical pain. Absolutely. I will tell you hands down, research has said that over and over again. That mental anguish comes out in a physical way. A lot of times if you struggle with migraines or some of the things I ask my clients is about headaches. I also ask a lot of times about stomach problems because did you know that you have more, this is me going into therapy mode, which is therapy for me, so thanks for listening, because I have not been out of the house in forever, but you have more nerves in your intestinal tract as a part of your body than any other part of your body. Does that make sense? So like in that small area there are hundreds of thousands if not millions of nerves. I don't know the exact number. And so a lot of times when you're stressed or when you haven't slept or when you're grieving, when you're angry, any type of mental anguish that you're going through, it'll come out in your intestinal tract. So you will either have cramping or diarrhea or constipation or loss of appetite. You'll get hernias. A lot of times that's why people have hemorrhoids, to be honest, is too much stress. It's amazing. Oh, I'm so sorry, Saphira's mama. Mrs. Coffee married a man that doesn't watch football. Yeah, Rebecca's doctor stopped her in pain meds and focused on depression. Wendy has a party next door. It's required to jump into the pool. Yeah. Yeah, Gwenny, my daughter is into hockey, and so we might be watching some hockey. Definitely. But yeah, so that's just kind of my soapbox of, you know, if you're already dealing with chronic pain as it is, that either intensifies it or it brings it on. So that's just my little 2 cents. But I do what's called a TSC 40 assessment on every client, which is a TSC trauma. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm blanking. I know it like the back of my hand. But anyway, it goes through a bunch of those things. It's like 40 questions. And I ask it every 3 months. And as we're doing therapy, as we're learning calming breathing, as we're learning, like some of my clients, we color because your brain can only focus on the most painful thing at once. Like multitasking is not a, what should I say? Multitasking is a lie. Your brain can only focus on one thing at a time. Now, our brain works so fast that we're going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth at like nanoseconds. So it does seem like we're multitasking. However, we're actually like when you're driving and you get somewhere and you're like, how did I get here? It's because you're on autopilot. Your brain was not focusing on how to get there. You were focusing on something else. And the same thing happens for pain. Your body survives, so it will focus on the thing that is the most painful of your body. But that does not mean that it is the most survival. So like your heart could be bleeding out, but your toe got slammed in the door, and the toe is what your brain focuses on because it was more painful than your heart bleeding out. Now that's an exaggeration, but I just wanted to let you know. Oh, Mrs. Coffee. Yeah, I need to call mine. It's like instead of calling my mama, I need to call my therapist. So, yeah, so a lot of times if you can do like this deep breathing, people think it's crazy, but I will hide myself in my office or in a bathroom stall if I have an anxiety attack. Basically, I'll give you, do you guys want to hear this? I'm sorry. I'm going into therapy mode. If you don't want to hear it, let me know and I'll move to a different subject. So in our brain, the thing that gets developed first when we're in our mother's stomach is our survival brain. So that's the part of our brain that our heart beats, our eyes blink, it helps us breathe. It's kind of like when we're brain dead, that part of the brain is still working though, because it's what's keeping us surviving. So yeah. So what helps is to take something that we normally do not control, such as blinking, heart rate, breathing, and add control to it and take control back. And that calms the rest of our cells down from head to toe. So if we take breathing back, which is the easiest thing to take back, and we do it over and over again and develop a habit of calming ourselves down, we will begin to self-regulate at a much faster pace. And so I practice a lot with my clients of, so you breathe in slow enough to count to 4. You hold it for 2 seconds, and then you breathe out slow enough to count to 4. And it's because normally we breathe anywhere from 14 to 16 times a minute, sometimes a lot higher rate. Like when my husband was in the hospital, he was breathing at a 30 breaths per minute, which you can hyperventilate. So if you do a 10-second breath, that's 6 seconds or 6 times a minute that you're breathing. You're substantially slowing your body down, slowing your brain down. You're adding more oxygen to your blood. By holding the air in your lungs, you're allowing your blood a couple heartbeats of pumping to pick up the oxygen, get it to your brain, and you start calming yourself down. So, you know, it's like breathe in, hold, breathe out. And if you do that for 2 or 3 minutes with your eyes closed or with your eyes focused on one thing, because again, you can't focus on more than one thing at a time, you will definitely feel substantially better. A lot of the stress will leave your shoulders, your neck. You'll have less intense migraines. You know, it's not going to fix everything. This is not like, woo, it's fixing everything. Yeah, Mrs. Coffee, I haven't heard of that specific app, but I do know that there's apps out there, and they're really good. I'm so glad that, wow, you've done it for 2 years. That's amazing. So yeah, so we do these deep breathings, or I have some clients that dissociate because the traumas they've been through are so much, and so we'll color while they talk. And so what happens is they focus on the coloring and they go into autopilot on the talking, and they're able to process more while they're coloring. Or we'll make things with clay, or you know, that's why those stress balls are amazing. It's not about relieving the stress, it's about focusing your stress and your anxiety on something. It's more brain than it is squeezing this ball. Yeah, it's crazy. So Saphira's mom, let me catch up. She had gallbladder stones with pain. But when she's highly stressed, that's where she has her pain. Hi, Dearly Crafted. I was on my soapbox when Diamond in the Rough and Dearly Crafted came in. So sorry. Yeah, so there's a book. I give it to people who are interested. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. And it's all about, very similar to what you guys are talking about with your gallbladders. It's that your body remembers what's going on, and then that's how it responds. So if your gallbladder was a threatening part of your body, and so therefore your body alerted you that you had an issue in your gallbladder and it became painful, then your body remembers that, and it's like muscle memory. And so when you have other pain in your life, boom, that's what your body does. It says, okay, this is now my new alert system. And you're like, whoa, wait a second. I don't even have a gallbladder. What in the world are you doing? So it's amazing how our brains work, but also you just kind of wish you could re-jumpstart your brain. Oh, let's see here. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Diamond in the Rough. What's wrong with your face? Okay, sorry, I was taking a minute to catch up. Silence, right? So yeah, that's my soapbox. I'll get off of it, but thank you for listening and not leaving. I just need to talk that out, help remind myself. But thank you all. I'm glad you could find me. I did get a chance to change my name. So that's the exciting thing that happened this week. Oh, Diamond in the Rough. I thought you said you got badly bathing suit. I totally missed it. I need to put my glasses on. So Diamond in the Rough got badly sunburnt. Oh dear. I'm so sorry. We have freezer burn going on here in Michigan. So you got sunburned and we get freezer burn. That's okay. I'm not judging. It's alright. Yep. So back to the football thing. We have Sunday. My daughter has a soccer game and then we have a Super Bowl party, which is basically just an excuse to hang out because I don't really watch football. I understand it. I can sit and have an intelligent conversation with somebody, but I'm more in it for the snacks and to laugh at the commercials. No, I have not made French toast yet, Mrs. Coffee. We're making grilled cheese tomorrow, and I have enough leftovers from tonight for lunch. But I definitely should do the French toast. And she's done with the free therapy session. So sorry, Wendy. I'm sorry. Well, I won't do any more therapy. Saphira says she has a condition called complex regional pain syndrome. It's very painful, and she's done quite a few courses associated with chronic pain. Oh, I'm sorry, Saphira's mama. That can be difficult. Or it is difficult. It just can't be difficult. Wendy, no more free therapy for you. You have to pay with YouTube videos. Which I'm waiting for that book you said you were reading. I need to keep myself warm. Oh, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to stay. Oh, dearly crafted. I'm just making fun. I hope you can take it, Wendy. I'm just giving you a hard time. So, yeah. I'll have to think of some creative therapy thing that won't bore you guys next time I do a video. I like your mindful art, Mrs. Coffee. I wish I'm thinking about getting that scratch art and ripping out the pages for therapy. Because it looks like each page comes like with its own overlay. Are they perforated? Is it easy to rip out? Yeah. I was joking with Wendy that she needed... Okay, so those who do not know, not that which should not be named, but those who do not know, I was joking with her about her husband and how when she mentioned diamond painting, he was like, no. Like, he did not even let her finish. I said, that would be an awesome fundraiser. Like, I would so donate money to see him be tortured, says the torture therapist, to diamond paint. You know, like, you know those, the kids go and they're like, let's run around, and they do like a walk for diabetes or something like that, and they go to grandma and grandpa, and they get like $5 per mile that they do, and they walk 3 miles, they get $15. I think that's what we should do for Wendy's husband, Brian. She does a fundraiser for every 30 minutes that Brian diamond paints and is recorded. We then donate a certain amount of money. I totally would do that. So yeah. I also sent Wendy a picture of giant floral granny panties. Oh goodness. Okay, one cracked mom says something that totally out of context cracks me up. You have me scratching too, Mrs. Coffee. Oh, goodness. Well, Wendy, you need to run that across by Brian, because I'm serious. If he, for every half hour that he diamond paints, I would donate a certain amount of money, and I'm sure the rest of us, or at least some of us, would. Like Mrs. Coffee, she's on the same boat I am. So, Mrs. Coffee, did you? I'm sorry I didn't see if you said this, but is it perforated, the pages in your mandala? Because if it is, I totally will buy it and use it in my therapy with people. But I have to be careful. I had one gentleman, he was sitting on in the chair, and he looked down, and I have this like Michael's craft box, like those really pretty boxes, and in it I have, you know, colored pencils. Like it's almost like a little display of colored pencils and like 4 or 5 coloring books that I use in my therapy. And he reached down, and they're like $4 or $5 a piece. I got them off of Amazon. They're half-page coloring books. He reached down, picked one up, looked through it, and then when he was done, he took it with him. And I'm like, darn it, like you just stole my coloring book. So I had another person who didn't understand that I was giving them options to color, and they took another full coloring book. So I need something that's perforated. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me catch up. Oh, one cracked mom is scratching because you have fleas or your dog has fleas. I want to make sure we follow that. Oh good, they do come out. Thank you, Mrs. Coffee. Hey, Rebecca. Scratch art would be a great yeah, no kidding. Yeah. That would be great for them too. I did see that they had a postcard version on AliExpress. I wonder if that would work better for therapy and for seniors and different things like that, because it would be, I don't know if it's more thicker paper. I don't know. I'm anxious to see Wendy do her own scratch art now that she's got that awesome paint. Beautiful. Maybe, Wendy, you could sell me some scratch art. I'd buy some from you for my therapy sessions. Your therapist has price tags on the color books. Oh my goodness. See, if I were dealing with Americans, I could do something like that. That would be subtle. But I'm not. I'm dealing with people who do not speak English. And so it's extremely hard. I learned, I went and did a training down in Florida back last January on a new modality. I don't know if you guys have heard of EMDR. And so I'm now trained, and I'm in the middle of getting certified in it. But because I went through the training, I can ethically and legally do it. And then now I'm just getting certified. And I have a consulting coach that I talk to once a week, and she'll give me ideas, and I'm like, that's great, but how is that going to translate across cultures? And she's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Oh goodness. use an exact, yeah. I've actually started working on looking up adult coloring pages online and just printing them off and giving like 5 or 6 choices, and then if they take them, they take them. So yeah. I had a client make me this clay. I mean, it's modeling clay, so it's kind of foamy. Once it dries, it's like, and she made this little jar for me, and she brought it back, and she's like, this is what I did this week. And it's like, could fit a thimble inside of it. It's super small. And I had it hiding because one of my clients brought her 3-year-old with her, and her 3-year-old is very active, and I do therapy for children, but if I'm with the parent, I won't have children in the room because of the things that we're talking about. But this particular time, I was building rapport. It was a new client. I wasn't going to ask her to leave. So I hid like the candy I have out and a couple other things. Gosh darn it, she found the candy. It's those mints that have the red swirl on them, the peppermint. She found the candy, put it in her mouth, got it all wet, took it out of her mouth, found this little clay thing, and stuck the candy that's sopping wet into the clay thing. And now I have like these sticky red fingerprints all over the outside, and I have this peppermint stuck on the inside. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh goodness. I can't make some of the stuff up that happens. That's crazy. I had another client who wants to be a mechanic. He's out of work right now. He let his Medicaid, he didn't renew it. Like, he didn't call his caseworker to help him turn in the paperwork. And we've been working with him for 7 years, like before I even got there. And so he's blaming everybody that his insurance lapsed, and so he's no longer on his medication, and all this to say he can't work, he can't focus, he's falling into deep depression, and he's coming in and he's like, I haven't eaten in days, I don't want to eat. Now this is all through an interpreter, okay? And so we're going back and forth, and we started talking about the difference between feeling something and choosing to do something. You know, you don't feel like going to work, but you choose to go to work because you have to feed your family, you know, and different things like that. And he was on board. And then we switched over to talking about, you know, cars. They don't run, because he wants to be a mechanic, they don't run without gas. They don't run without clean oil. He's on board. And I said, our bodies are the same way. He's on board with me. And then finally I'm like, so are you going to try to choose to eat this week? And he's like, no, because I don't want to. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I'm a human, I'm not a car. And I just wanted to like face plant, like face palm. Is that what you call it? Like bang my hand against my head. So, oh my goodness. I can't win with that guy. And the interpreter I used quit on me. He's like, I can't handle this guy. And he told me a couple things in confidence. And I'm just like, I get it. But I can't quit on it. So who knows? So Wendy's telling us about her client. She said she had a customer today who's Chinese as her first language. She's going home this fall. By the end of the call, she gave me her number in China in case I ever go in there. She will be my tour guide. Well, hey, Wendy. That's great. I'm a human, not a sandwich. Oh, I thought I was helping. I thought I was, you know, trying to help him connect, but alas, I failed. But that's okay. Again, it's his choice. It's his choice. I secretly think he's manipulating and wants the attention, because I've heard that he did similar things to the therapist before me. But I've also heard that he's been so much more responsive since he started with me. But I don't give him flack. Like, I call him on the carpet, and I definitely am like, what? Like, you're a grown man. You have choices. You know, you have X, Y, and Z. So what is your choice? And he just looks at me and he's like, no, I don't have choices. I'm like, yeah, you do. And then we talk about the choices, and then he'll be like, but I don't have choices. Like, yeah, you do. So, and then there's times I'm like, is he really getting anything from it? And my supervisor's like, well, is he coming back? Like, yeah, well, then he's getting something from it. But what cracked me up is the last session I had with him, he hardly talked at all. It was like pulling teeth for an hour to get him to talk. I'm like, okay, do you have any concerns? He's like, nothing I want to talk about. Okay, so what have you done this week? Nothing. Okay, so how's this going? Fine. Oh my gosh. And then at the end, I was like, so why do you even come to therapy? And he's like, because I like to talk. Oh, I almost burst out laughing. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay, so, yeah, exactly, Diamond in the Rough. That's just really wise thing to say. She says she has an illness, but she chooses not to be the illness. Yeah, and that's what life is. We need to let life circumstances not define us, right? We need to just be like, this is part of my life, but this is not my life. This is not who I am. This is not what defines me. I define me. Mrs. Coffee says, sound like talking to Maggie. Well, I'm glad you're her mom then. Because Mrs. Coffee, you know how to get anybody to talk. You're great. You're great. So I had a question for you, Mrs. Coffee. When Mr. Coffee diamond paints, like, do we get to see him diamond painting on video, or do we just hear verbally, hey, my husband's next to me, he's diamond painting? I'm working my way backwards through your videos, so I will watch the most recent one that you post, and then I will pick an older one and like kind of work my way back so that I can stay present, but then I can catch up on what's been going on in North Dakota. All right. More power to you. You know what? I wonder how many of us who diamond paint have some sort of illness or mental situation that we're working on. I've yet to find somebody that doesn't have some thing in their life that they just need space to breathe, right? Mrs. Coffee has 1 or 2 videos of him kitting up diamond painting and one of him working on it. Okay, I'll have to go back and look. You just have so many amazing videos, Mrs. Coffee. I just can't catch up. There's a couple people I subscribe to that I've caught up. And I'm like, all right, now I'm caught up with these 4 or 5 people. Now I will focus on these people. So I'm slowly but surely subscribing, because otherwise I feel overwhelmed. And I don't want this to be about feeling overwhelmed. So All right, anybody want to pick a topic? I could talk about anything. Just let me know. This hula can has like 4 different arrows. It has an arrow that goes left, an arrow that goes right, an arrow that goes up, and an arrow that goes down. Hey, Shania. Thanks for joining us. One Cracked Mom, you haven't made a video in years. Is that because you're just enjoying watching all of us flutter around? When you did videos, what did you do them on? I put it in so it like went the diamond way instead of the square way. It's really hard to turn them at times. Oh, Saphira's mama's puppy is so much better. Oh, paper crafting. I'll have to go check that out. Is it under your One Cracked Mom name? Did they say, Saphira's mama, what your puppy had? Was it just a virus? I know we were also worried about them the other night. It's so scary because they're like our kids. I love my Zoe. So funny. Last night, I just could not sleep. I was up till about 3 in the morning, and then when I got into bed, I was, just kind of on my phone, which I do not advise to be on your phone while in bed because the blue light of the phone wakes your brain up. So if you have trouble sleeping, your phone is the worst thing for you to use. It takes up to 2 hours for your brain to shut off after looking at your phone. So, soulful, yes. Topic, favorite childhood vacation. So yeah, I was up last night while everyone's thinking about that topic. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. Just left my brain. I was so excited about favorite childhood vacation. So, favorite childhood vacation. Well, I don't know if it was my favorite, but when I was about, well, I'll tell you my favorite. It's really crafted. Are you saying we went to Pizza Hut was your favorite? Or are you saying that you just went to Pizza Hut tonight? I missed something. One Cracked Mom, camping, crafting with Mrs. Crochet, says Muppets on Ice, New York, 1989, she believes. I will say between 6th and 7th grade, my best friend at the time, her family had a timeshare in Siesta Keys, Florida. Oh my goodness. Wendy, have you ever been to Siesta Keys, or has anyone in Florida? But it was beautiful. I mean, just gorgeous white sands. Anyway, they had 2 daughters, and they would rotate each year which daughter could bring a friend along. And so this was my best friend's year, and she asked me if I would go along, and it cost me $100 for 4 weeks. And we went down to Siesta Keys. We stayed there for 3 weeks and then worked our way back up to Ohio and stopped in Gatlinburg and stayed there for 3 or 4 days. And I'm telling you, we had so much fun. I always laugh, Wendy, when I see your lizards, because we would get dental floss and make loops, or not nooses. I don't like to say that because we didn't kill the lizards. And we'd tie it to a stick, and then behind the condominium complex, all the lizards were there, and so we would catch lizards. And then, of course, we'd let them go, but had so much fun. We actually would swim probably 13 or 14 hours a day in the pool, and then swim about 2 hours a day in the ocean, just because of this, not the ocean, the Gulf Coast. Let's see here. Pizza Hut. Nomads, Papa John's back then. Visiting my aunt and uncle in Wisconsin. Oh. Was there a fun memory you have about that, Abra? One cracked mom is feeling old. She got married in 1988. Pizza Hut and play Pac. Oh, I remember Pac-Man at Pizza Hut, Dearly Crafted. Yes, I remember that. Oh, Jennifer Jones is here. Welcome. All right, Winnie, we'll wait for you. Ooh, Saphira's mama. When she was 15, went to South Africa and the Netherlands. Was that with your family or a church group, or just because you're like 15 and I have a passport, I'm going, see you later? Tell us a little bit about it. I did ask my parents, because I caught this huge, like not huge, it was about this, it was smaller than a banana, but I asked them if I could bring the lizard home and have a pet lizard, and they told me no, and I said, why? They said, you'll know when you get home. And then when we got home a couple weeks later, my parents had gotten a puppy. So I was like, well, I'll take a puppy over a lizard. Ooh, Abram remembers taking the canoe out on the lake and fishing. Saphira's mama. Oh, good. You have family in both places. Soulful says, when she first went to Disney World in Florida, she got to meet Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Back then, she was terrified of Frollo. Yeah. I will say so we grew up in like a lower middle class family. From time to time, we struggled with money, but we always had a roof over our head and food on the table. But when I was in college, my parents were like, you know, we still want to do, we never did a family vacation every summer. But my mom, because I was going off to college, was like, we want to do some family vacations, but we can't really afford it. So we're going to come up from Ohio midway, meet halfway, and we're going to go camping as a family. I'm like, all right. My mom is not a camper. I love her dearly, but she's not. She's a hotel camper. And I was a Girl Scout camper, which was in one of my last lives. Go in the bathroom in the woods kind of thing. And she and my dad bought a Dearly Crafted, more serious answer. They went to SeaWorld in Florida. Nice. So they bought a 4-room tent. It was a room in the middle with 3 rooms like jutting out. And she bought a flushable toilet, and she bought air mattresses. And so my sister and I were in one room and had an air mattress. My parents were in another room with an air mattress, and then the flushable toilet was in the third room. they brought a box fan, and she brought her curlers and everything, and so she'd walk down and shower and then come back and stand, because it was so hot, in front of the box fan and curl her hair. Like, this is not camping. I was so embarrassed because people would drive by that were real campers and like honk their horns and wave, and I'm like, oh my gosh, my mom is in her hot curlers in front of a box fan, and we have a flushable toilet in our tent. Woo! Oh my goodness. Oh, I think I went camping with them twice, and then I just gave up. I'm like, this is not working. I can't handle it. But I get eaten alive. I guess my blood just is sweet or something. I don't know, but I mean, no matter if I'm swimming in DEET, I get eaten by mosquitoes and spiders and everything like that, and I balloon up. I'm like, it's not worth it to me. I mean, I love a good s'more, like the next person, and sitting around a fire, but man, I'm suffering for 8 to 10 days after. Diamond in the rough. Is that how you camp, with a flushable toilet and aircon in the tent? Oh, so funny. So funny. Anyway, we laugh. We look back at that and laugh. So. Alright, so we have some people doing their embroidery. Some people are diamond painting. Some people are knitting. Ooh, there's something to be said for glamming. Sipping some cocktails and sleeping on an air mattress can be a beautiful thing. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I hear ya. So that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. So another reason I picked this is my favorite color is green. I love almost every color of green. Which I have a question for you, Mrs. Coffee. Sorry to interrupt to make you type, but I know you said you were colorblind. Can you see any colors at all? Or are you colorblind where like reds and greens are hard for you? Sorry, I'm all interested. I worked with somebody who was colorblind, and he could see certain shade, like certain colors, but then other colors he couldn't. Diamond in the Rough says she has a queen size air mattress which sits on a frame. No snakes in our beds. Yes. Oh, and some, Mrs. Coffee said, and some of us are crying about our Hua cans. Yep. With the arrival of your next DAC. Soulful Brush. What is all blue? What you're working on? Hey Connie, good to see you. Glad you can make it. Mrs. Coffee is red and green colorblind. My son and father were both blue and gray colorblind. It's rare for... Yeah, it is rare, but you know what? Rare is amazing, right? It just means that you're the bomb.com. There's no one like you. I was doing research on dogs because back in the day, I was so ignorant when I was younger, thinking, well, nobody had taught me that colorblind had to do with the different cones in your eyes, and it didn't mean that you could only see black and white. You know, it meant that certain colors didn't exhibit themselves like they should. So I was reading up, and our pets are colorblind. And for the longest time, I just thought that they saw black and white. And that's not the case. And I'm like, well, why didn't I know this earlier? And they have 2 cones where we have 3. And so they see blues and greens and different things like that. And that's why they love tennis balls a lot, because that color sticks out amongst everything else. And so it was very interesting, because I think it's the red cone they don't have. And so they see the yellows and blues and greens in that area. Everything else kind of mismatches. And so it was interesting. My daughter and I, she's 11, we're having a lot of fun. We were Googling like different pictures and how they would look to a dog who's colorblind. Oh, Jennifer Jones, what'd you bring us? What snack? I thought about having a snack, but then I get distracted and only eat. The one thing is these drills are great on the Suican, but a lot of them are stuck together. So I'm glad I can use my Archer's Arts. Like, see, I'm shaking, and most of these down here are stuck. Alright, maybe that's why our pets don't care when they make our grass brown. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's why they say don't use your pet's doo-doo for manure, because it's, or for, yeah, in your gardens, because it's toxic. It's not like cow manure. So I guess the chemicals in their stomach, the acid and everything is not like a cow stomach. Oh wait, okay. PB&J. Oh, peanut butter and jelly. Well, you know what, Jennifer Jones, you missed my comment that I went out in our torrential polar vortex snowstorm and got eggs and milk and bread. My family does not like sandwiches except for grilled cheeses. They don't. And so my daughter does not like PB&J. I don't know who she is. I grew up on it. She's not my daughter, right? And we tried. It's not like it was, you know, it was, she came out of the womb that way. Because we have tried since she could start eating. Okay, I keep trying to pick up a drill and going here with nothing on my drill pin. So we're just going to stop for a minute. Let me see here. Oh, Severe's mom said, true, but hey, I've seen people's jaws drop when they see different shades of the colors they can't see or distinguish. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm trying to think of this. I have some snacks. I have some goldfish here I guess I could eat. Flavor blasted white cheddar goldfish. We have a place called Meyer here in Michigan. And last week, I should not have gone to the store on Saturday when we had no food in the house and I was hungry. Because they had this, if you buy 5, you get $5 off of certain things throughout the store. And one of the things was these goldfish. And it used to be that these were $1 or $1.50, but now they're $2.50. And when they go on sale, they're usually $2. So I'm like, hey, if I bought 5 of these, they were 99 cents each. So I bought 5. I bought the flavor I like, the flavor my husband likes, the flavor my daughter likes, and then 2 flavors that like all 3 of us like, so we could share. So, my goodness. Okay, so I need to catch up. Yes, Soulful Brush. I wish that I had work tomorrow, but then I probably wouldn't be diamond painting right now. Woo! I probably would be in bed watching you guys diamond paint. Let's see here. So, Mrs. Crochet, you've already read the entire book. Then Mr. Coffee fussed because I was bending the book. Wait, what book are you reading? Did I miss something? Is it the same book that Got Off My Meds is reading? Because I heard that was a seriously full book. Yeah, One Crack Mom. I heard you were getting a Meyer in Fremont. My in-laws, my husband's parents live in Fremont, so we're there often. And it's been the big thing of Fremont. Fremont's a smaller town. It kind of reminds me of Mayberry, so to speak. Would you say that? Or is that too much? But yeah, I guess it was a big to-do when Walmart came in. Because is it Bob's? I think there's a place in there that my mother-in-law's like, I just hope this place doesn't go out of business when Walmart came in. And now I guess that Meyer's coming in. She's like, well, I'm still going to shop at this other place. I know you have Gerber. That's the... Fremont, Michigan is the home of Gerber baby food. And every summer they have a Gerber festival. We used to go to all the time, and then my daughter was like 6 or 7, and it's always the week of my birthday. And we were going to Ohio or doing something that week, and my husband told his parents we weren't. Yeah, I saw you got an autographed copy with the little potato. And so we told my in-laws we weren't coming north to Fremont for the festival, because at that point, my daughter was 5 or 6 years old, and we were trying to get pregnant but didn't know when, and I'm like, I don't need to go to a baby food festival anymore. And they were so disappointed, and I'm like, I'm sorry. And my brother-in-law, they had just had a child, and so there was this whole, well, Matt and Kristen are coming, and I'm like, well, great, I'm glad Matt and Kristen are coming, but we're not. You hate that festival? Do you just hole yourself up in your house and be like, go away, is the week almost over? Oh, goodness. I went for some of the free stuff that they gave out because we'd get like free food for my daughter and like free, like the bibs and different things like that when she was a toddler. That helped out. Oh, hi, Mrs. Coffee. Or Mr. Coffee. Mrs. Coffee's already here. And Potato Famine. I need to somehow find the video where you talk about this whole potato joke, because I feel like I'm behind. Yeah, it's always mid to upper 90s, which is like, what, 1 to 2 weeks in Michigan, at least in West Michigan. And then everybody's out playing around. Okay, I saw the arrow. Where did the arrow go? There it is. Ooh. Andrea, I'm going to butcher the last name. So sorry. So Mrs. Coffee, what video should I look for that talks about this whole potato thing? This potato joke. So I'm part of the in group. Abra says, you know you're a dedicated DP addict when your rallying cries are potato famine. Take a llama car. Well, Gwenny, I'm glad he wanted to chat. Gwenny's back. It's always nice when the kids want to chat with us, right? My heart almost cried tonight. I came out of the bathroom, and when you open the door of the bathroom, you immediately, I mean, it's across the room, but you see the couch. And my husband was laying down, and my daughter was all snuggled up next to him, and they looked like two little peas in a pod. And I'm like, oh, we just need to, like, keep her this age. We have a thing where, I don't know where this came from, but she's baby gorilla, and I'm mama gorilla. I have no idea where the term of endearment came from, but I have a feeling I'm going to be 80 and she's going to be 50. She's going to come see me and be like, Mama Gorilla, and I'll be like, Baby Gorilla. Oh, he loves potatoes, so he just started saying it. Now he won't stop saying it randomly. Hey Karen, welcome to the club. Glad you could be here. Brian, are you still here or did you sneak out? I know you came in earlier. So, yeah. Let me see here. I think there's probably still more of these, but I think I'm done. I want to move on. I have a right. I can move on, right? So, Wendy, what is the ETA of your next book? You gonna post any? I swear one of these days you're gonna get up and find me in your hot tub, your jet tub. Let's see here. Wendy or Gwenny says, especially as they get older and more independent. Her son is almost 21 and rarely stops by to chat. Well, Gwenny, that's when you put everything down, right? And you're just like, all right, lay it on me. What you want to talk about? Because I'm here 100%. Karen, my daughter and I always thought we would be in the same room in a nursing home. Who the hell are you? Oh my goodness, Karen, you crack me up. Well, you know what? Wendy has some great granny panties and some Depends that she can send your way. Oh, that's smart. That's smart, Wendy. I was hoping I'd get a sneak peek, though. I might have to just read the book myself. Not out loud, though. I don't think I have the guts you do, so more power to you. And who told you to read this book? Wendy is channeling her inner strength. She has been challenged to read a certain book. I waited until you were done with your The Ghost of a Chance, and now I gotta catch up. I got halfway through it, and then I'm like, I'm binge watching so much. I need to wait until you're done so that I can listen to the rest of it. Oh my God, in a session with the translator? What does that mean? My mom and I will be in the nursing home together too. But I said the attendants will say to me, "Oh, Cindy, your mom is so young." Ah, that's right, Cindy. Staying young, staying young. Woohoo! Mrs. Crochet is an author. So, Mrs. Crochet, is this a rough draft you sent Wendy, or is this something that we can go purchase? Help the cause. Joking. Sometimes I joke because, like I said, my daughter's 11 and we struggled for a long time to have children. With her, we didn't think we were going to struggle. Like, we were like, all right, in the next 6 months, we want to get pregnant. And month 1, boom, I was pregnant with her. In fact, after, I was like, wow, I wonder if I'm pregnant. And then 2 weeks later, like, oh, I'm pregnant. And it actually, we found out the Sunday of Super Bowl. So 12 years ago this weekend, we found out we were going to have our daughter. And, let's see. Oh, read the book out loud in your session. And oh no, Soulful Brush's dog got skunked. Oh, that's so sad. Oh, well, Mrs. Coffee, I'll have to go check it out. Yeah, I think I was talking to Wendy about how we should get it. We should use a translator in one of my sessions. There's crazy things I say the later it gets. But, where was I going? Oh, so then, after my daughter turned 3, I really wanted to have another child, but I was still getting my master's at the time. And my husband was like, when you were pregnant with Lydia, you were going to school full-time, working full-time, and you were a wreck because I couldn't be on my meds while I was pregnant. And I'll have to tell you the funny story how I threw a Wendy's baked potato across the room. So, so he's like, no. He put his foot down, and I was going through a time where I didn't want him to put his foot down, and I had to really do some soul searching and was like, oh yeah, I think he's trying to take care of me. And then as soon as I graduated, I'm like, okay. And I do not have a problem getting pregnant. I have a problem keeping the child. So I have 7 babies up in heaven right now, and can't wait to meet them. But after the last one, the doctor said, you really should not get pregnant again. It's way too dangerous mentally, from all the loss, and physically. And so that's why we're on the adoption process. And long story short, my daughter's now 11 and a half, and I'm like, our kids, as soon as, when the right person at the right time comes along and it's our child, our children are going to be 12 to 13 years apart. And so it's going to be interesting, that dichotomy of our family. But I sit there and I go, if you look at families that have a lot of children, the oldest to the youngest are like 13, 14 years apart. So that's kind of our family, right? We have a large family. They're just not all here. They're just not all present. So, yeah. Abra says she actually took a screenshot to save for later. Oh my gosh, what did I miss, guys? I feel like I'm out of the club. Oh, well, thank you, Wendy. It's been a long journey, but it's hard. But I persevere, you know, and we've got to pick ourselves up because we're not defined by life circumstances, right? Back to therapy. So yeah, it helped my husband and I grow closer. It helped me appreciate my daughter more. Not that I didn't appreciate her before. And it helped me find who I am. Oh, thank you, Karen. I think we're going to have so much fun when we go up there, right? We're going to be like, holy cow. What did I do? Oh. Christy, your brothers are 12 and 9 years older than me. Wendy's mom is 20 years apart from her younger sister. Yes, I am a mom of 8. I don't say that often because my daughter only knows of one. We were farther along with that one, so we had told her and we're really starting to get ready. The other ones were a little bit, I think I would lose between the 8 to 10 week mark, and one of them I lost right around 12. And that's the one we told her about. So I don't like to really publicly in front of her say that because I feel like right now I'm not strong enough to have a long discussion with her yet. So she does know about one, so I don't go around flaunting it. Oh, evidently Soulful Brush is a unicorn. Oh, yeah, your grandmother is 15 years older than you. Is that your mom's mom? Because I know you were sharing, Mrs. Coffee, about your family dynamics. And your father, oh, Papa cracks me up. When he was talking about your kids, if they get frostbite, he'd own the school and it'd be called Papa Elementary. I about peed my pants. I had to get my Depends out. Oh, goodness. Oh, crazy, crazy. What did I miss with the damn unicorns? My diamond painting I'm working on right now is a unicorn. You are scaring me. Am I a unicorn? I'm not quite sure about this unicorn thing, and I've been too scared to ask. So, Karen is throwing it out there. Please explain. Please explain. Well, you know what? At least it's hot, Mrs. Coffee. You know, whenever they say you're a smartass, I'm like, well, at least I ain't dumb. And they look at me like I'm crazy. Oh, goodness. Well, thank you, Saphira's mama. I really appreciate that. And we will never forget our babies. I actually have a couple things around the house in memory of that my husband and I know of, and nobody else does. And so my mom and dad, I think, know a couple of them. So yeah, they are not forgotten, and they're never far from my heart. And I know that they are up in heaven having the time of their lives, more than I could ever give them. So I'm like, hey, you know what? If I could bring you into this world in order to just be a part of eternity, I'm glad that I was able to do that. I'm turning 30. Oh my God, 6 on Flake. You're turning 30, Soulful Brush? Oh, one cracked mom. I'm sending you a verbal and thoughtful hug through the internet. What people don't understand is a lot of people have dealt with loss. And sometimes it's just nice to stop and remember, because I feel like I don't know about other countries, but here in America, sometimes we're just we don't allow ourselves a moment to just love on ourselves, love on our kids, and love with loss. And I do a lot of grief therapy on loss, not life loss. I mean, not death loss, but life loss, like loss of a dream, loss of a hope, loss of health. You know, I'm always thinking of, you know, Gwenny, and now a couple of you have voiced, you know, the struggles that you're working hard through, and how do we get through that and still look to enjoy life. So, alright, so Abra says, Wendy was sharing some quotes from Crafting with Mrs. Crochet. Very interesting and somewhat saucy book. She modified one of the quotes with a creative word substitution. Oh, Mrs. Coffee, what an adventure. Oh, I'm sending you a hug too. Whether you like it or not. You're getting a troll hug. I'm going to hug you. And I'm going to send you a diabetic turtle. Hey, Carol, welcome. So glad you could make it. We're just chit-chatting it up. We're talking about Wendy's foul mouth here. I'm kidding, Wendy. We love you. Can you give it a cookie? You can give it whatever you want. If I send it to you, it's yours. If you give it a cookie, though, it's going to die. It's diabetic. You're going to have to give it some insulin right away. Don't forget it needs a crutch, because I heard it's 3-legged as well. More specifically, unicorn. Someone, Mrs. Coffee says, I used to date this diabetic guy and told him I could never trust someone I could kill with a cookie. That relationship didn't last long. Oh my goodness. I told you guys about the pizza guy, right? That I was dating. I dated him for pizza. Sometimes he tries to reconnect with me on Facebook. He'll message me. He goes, how you doing? And I keep hearing like Joey Triviani or whatever his name is from Friends going, how you doing? I'm just like, oh no. Hey Karina, welcome. Karina Cool Creations is in the house. Saphira's mama was planning to be a grief counselor. Ooh, a service dog trainer. Oh, one cracked. Mom, stay away from Mrs. Coffee. Oh. We need to protect one cracked mom from Mrs. Coffee's cookies. Oh my gosh, I'm not reading that out loud, Wendy. Oh. Oh, the slice that got away. Yep. Yep. Wendy, thank you for sharing that with us. Oh, goodness, goodness. I keep forgetting what symbol I'm on. I'm back on the ampersand sign. Is that how you say it? The little and sign. Oh, goodness, goodness. All right, so does anybody have a favorite DMC color specific or a color palette they enjoy knitting with, crocheting, embroidering, or diamond painting, or whatever craft of your choice? Karen Lordy. Oh, Saphira's mama, I'm sure she is. They're such sweethearts. That's the cleaned up version. She'll give her sugar-free cookies. But according to Stitcherista, don't eat too many sugar-free things, because you know what that does to your digestive system. Ooh, 209, that's a pretty one. That's purple. Like a would you call that a lavender? I'm really bad with the color shades. Saphira's mama is $5.50. Yeah, I think Wendy has just this amazing ability with her substitutions because they're so dead on. Oh. 154. Oh, that's a nice color. It's like it's that mauve meets burgundy mix. Oh, 959. Okay, I thought it said no, don't tell anybody because I was dyslexic, and it says nobody yell at me. Purple, 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 says Karina. I think it was in my Diamond Art Club. It was a teal color, but I'm unsure what the DMC is. It's like a dark teal, almost like what you see here. You can't really see it on camera, but it just makes me feel happy. And then I hear that song in the back of my head about being happy. Which personality is emerging, Carol? That's it. You like golds and silver string. Oh, soulful, yeah. Add a little sparkle to your life, right? So I found a new show, Ellen DeGeneres' Game of Games. Have you guys heard of that show? I keep getting an error letting me see chat. I'm sorry, Karina. I don't know why. I was watching it last night with the fam, and we were laughing so hard. And then I realized that they had back episodes on Hulu, so we were watching it tonight again as a family. And some of the things that Ellen does is just I'm telling you, she can be pretty funny. I'm all about comedy. I love comedy. Oh, Karen, you're doing the painting you just bought. Ooh, cinnamon toast. Aber, bring us back some. Oh, good, Karina. I'm glad you can see. Karen, I'm doing Gorgeous Girl. She's laying in like a spring grass with butterflies. I had gotten it back, I think it was August, September. It was a custom, and then my friend and I were doing some Gorgeous Girl customs, and then AliExpress started doing them not as customs. Like a couple of the stores picked them up. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, bye, Soulful. Good night. Sleep well. See you later, alligator. After a while, crocodile. Watch out for unicorns. Oh, they're mystical creatures, right? Yeah. I will tell you, okay, so since we're kind of talking about a play on words, there is a soccer mom I get along with really well. Her daughter's a good friend of my daughter, and I'm finally in the in crowd. I never thought I'd be in the in crowd, but we're all like not the in crowd, so we're like the misfits in crowd. Anyway, she was, all of a sudden she leaned over halfway through the season and said, I just have to tell you this, that she's like, I laugh hysterically at your comments. And I'm like, what? And she's like, taken out of context, they sound dirty. And so now I can't, like, anytime I cheer, I like check what I'm saying. So like, one is like, if they're kicking the ball up the field, I'm like, get it up, get it up. So, oh, good night, Wendy. Sleep well. I'm not going to be on too much longer, so you won't miss much. So yeah, I just now, every time I say something, I'm like, did that sound dirty? Oh my goodness. Or take it out. Oh, it's crazy. All right, so time check. What time is it where everybody is right now? It is 12:15 a.m. here in Michigan. So say what time it is and say what state or country you're in. Go. 12:15 Michigan. Wow, it's only 9:15. Are you on the West Coast? Oh, California. Yep. 11 Oklahoma, 11, 12:15. Jennifer Jones, I thought you were saying 12:15 Central Time. I'm like, how can you be in... I get it, Connecticut. Sorry, a little slow. Oh, Portugal. Well, Anna, you're up early. Are you always up this early? I'm getting a little sleepy, so I think in a few I'm going to say goodnight, wind this down, and then go watch some videos myself. Before I go to bed. Which I just got finished saying a couple minutes ago, to not watch videos before you go to bed. But I don't have work tomorrow. Because the whole state, well, I don't know if the whole state, but at least this half of Michigan is closed. We're not allowed to do anything. Although, don't tell anybody, I'm secretly thinking of escaping the house and trying to make my way through the polar vortex to Michael's for another grab bag. Because now I'm addicted of, our Michael's I think only does them quarterly. And I'm like, okay, if we've been in a state of emergency for the last 2 days and I picked stuff up on Monday, I wonder if they still have them tomorrow, which is Thursday. Well, I'm glad you're here, Anna. So good to have you. Oh, Karina, you didn't run anybody off. We're just, or I shouldn't speak for other people. I'm just an old fogey. So, all right, guys, what are your plans for your next diamond painting or craft that you're working on? Anything fun? This one's a 50 by 50, so it's gonna take me a while. The only reason I'm this far along is I spent a couple hours on it last night and probably 4 hours on it today, plus the time I've been talking to you. And when I talk to you guys, I don't go gangbusters because I'm so into making sure I read your chats. DAC. Ooh, Gwenny, I can't wait to see how that's gonna look. Oh, Dearly Crafted. You went and ate something without us? What'd you eat, Dearly? Did you save us any? Tonight I made a new recipe. I did this Salisbury steak meatball and gravy and you put it over mashed potatoes, and then I made these sweet carrots and some broccoli. It was actually pretty yummy. We've had chicken for the last like 5 days, and I love chicken, but I had had enough chicken, so I needed some red meat. I'm a carnivore. Oh, Saphira's mama. That's going to be so special for him. And Karen's going to do an ever moment. Nice, Karen. How'd it feel opening your ever moment? I have only had one. And it was like, oh, the angels were singing. Carol's doing a custom too. So is it, I accidentally made a taco salad. How did you accidentally make a taco salad? Oh, you haven't opened your ever moment yet. That's okay. That's alright. Cherish the moment. I haven't ordered another one. The one I did do, I have a video of. It's for a dear friend of mine, but I haven't. She was retiring, and it was meant to be a retirement gift. And I haven't seen her, and I was extremely ill. Like, I think it was almost 4 months ago when the retirement party happened, and so I couldn't go, and that's when I was going to give it to her, and I don't know, life's just gotten busy. So everybody needs to go over to Dearly Crafted's house because she accidentally makes food. I love those kind of accidents. Fantastic. So, all right. There's going to be a lot of green in here. But I'm excited. Let me open this up a little bit. Because there's no real monopoly on colors. So I'll kind of show you what it's looking like, because it inspires me to keep going. So there's quite a variety of colors. Like once I get out of this bottom green in the corners, I'm really going to like this, because there's yellows and pinks, and you know, her hair is the black. But like 310, there's 2700. But then there's a green that's 2700. There's another, the pink, the 819 is 2435. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 more greens that are 2,000 to 3,000, and then the rest are all like around 2 to 500. So I'm really excited about this one as far as color variety. That's another thing I look for with diamond paintings, is not only do I like the photo, but am I going to get bored with the colors, or is there going to be enough variety? So you'll start to see a lot of my customs are similar to this with the different colors. Not this color palette, but having colors. Oh, just finishing up knitting. Good job, Cindy B. And then kidding. I keep seeing kidding as knitting. It's a flower arrangement. Yeah, I did a flower arrangement too. It was beautiful. And Karina has a DAC, but she hasn't opened it yet. And April is kind of upset and asking how she resisted. Let's see here. Customs are so worth giving. The memories come back. Yeah, exactly. Julie Crafted said, well, to accidentally make a taco salad, I showed her the goldfish, which went to fish taco, which went to fish yuck, only taco, but fish eat seaweed, salad of the sea, and voila, taco salad. Oh, dearly, you are so funny. Even if you ordered it, I don't know if I would be strong enough. Smile every time I work on it. I get that. Oh, yeah, that word association there, Julie Crafted. Those things are kind of dangerous, aren't they? I will tell you, last night while I was diamond painting until like 3 o'clock in the morning, I was watching the 4 episodes on Netflix of Ted Bundy's documentary. My husband didn't want to watch it. I don't blame him, but the therapist in me is kind of intrigued by the mentally challenged, should we say. And so because he was in bed, I watched it. I'm no different of a person than before I watched it, so I don't even know if it was worth it, but it is what it is. Amber says, word association leads to unicorn horns and occupied vacancies. Oh, Aber, you're right. I promise I will not steal it. If you write a book, you can use occupied vacancies. Yeah, there's a couple other ones out there that I want to watch or listen to. It's crazy. Maybe I have a secret serial killer instinct in me. I don't know. I don't like the gore. Like, I don't want to watch that kind of thing. That's why I like the documentaries. I like the story behind the person, what led that person to even think or question or anything. And I feel like then it's not a drama, like a movie, like Silence of the Lambs kind of movie, and then I can handle it. All right, I'll leave it. I'll leave it for Wendy and Mrs. Coffee as well. They can have occupied vacancies. I'm actually thinking of, well, I know I want to write a book. I have all the things in my head. I'm like pointing to myself, like you can see me. I have all the chapter layouts in my head. I just need to find the motivation to sit down and write it up. Oh yeah, Marissa, I just started Marissa, I just started connecting with my favorite murder. I heard Stitcherista talk about it. And then Mrs. Coffee. Do you think of giving that turtle a cookie? Yes, then you may have a killer instinct. No, then you're okay. No, Mrs. Coffee, I'm sending the turtle to you. Oh, goodness. It wasn't me. I promise. All right, I'm kind of getting overwhelmed here. What am I going to do? I'm going to work on tree within a tree, the little teepees. Best cereal, EVA. Oh, Captain Crunch. You're a cereal. Funny. Too funny. Captain Crunch, though, is hard on the top of my mouth. Have you found that out in your adventures with it? Like, I feel like if I don't have enough milk with it, and normally I eat my cereals dry because I'm not a big milk fan, but I feel like it cuts the top of my mouth. Mrs. Coffee says I should write a book if you give a diabetic cereal a cookie. How long did it take you to come up with that one? That is great. I think we have every if you give a mouse a cookie type book. My daughter just liked the original, but I went with holy cow, I have to collect every one of these type of things because I tend to collect things. So, like, if you take a moose to the movies, or not sure. Yeah, but I don't like milk, Karina. I actually weaned myself off of a bottle at 6 months old and freaked my mom out. She like asked the doctor, she won't drink her bottle anymore. And he's like, it's okay, just water down some apple juice, she'll be fine. Because I was old enough to start eating, real food. But I just, oh my gosh. Yeah, Carol, is that how you feel too? I think we didn't get a lot of fruit, like sweet cereals growing up. My favorite cereal, oh my gosh, I'm so mad that they don't have it anymore. And don't tell me Honey Bunches of Oats is like it, because it is not. I liked Nut and Honey. Oh my goodness, I could sit and eat a whole box of that. Nut and Honey. I still remember the commercials too. It's back in the 80s. And then I like Rice Krispies. And that I will use milk. I put just enough milk in that they're coated in milk and start popping, and then I add 1 teaspoon of sugar. That's how I eat my Rice Krispies. Besides the Rice Krispie treats. But if I'm just eating it as cereal, that's how I eat it. Dearly Crafted does not have enough Bath and Body Works gift cards to cover the smell of if she has real milk, because it makes her gassy. She has to drink almond milk. Yeah, Marissa, nut and honey all the way. That was my fave. I forget what the cookie one was, but they're actually in the shape of cookies. Every now and then we're allowed to get that. We're allowed to get Captain Crunch, Fruit Loops. Now, I usually don't do sweet cereal for my daughter because we don't have the best metabolisms, and so I ask her, do you want your sugar in your cereal or do you want ice cream? And she's like, I'd rather have it in my ice cream. So, like, she has the strawberry flavored Rice Krispies right now. Or she loves Honey Nut Cheerios. We do that. She loves, now as sweet as I'll get will be Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I know that has sugar in it. Don't. I know. I'm a hypocrite, but still. I will do the fruit version, the Fruit Loop version Cheerios, because I feel like that's made with whole wheat versus just plain sugar. Oatmeal is good in the form of a cookie. Cookie Crisp. Yes, thank you, Mrs. Coffee and Jennifer Jones. Cereal on top of ice cream is really good. Yes, definitely. Trying to think what else. Sometimes we'll do the Special K, the ones that are, is it Crave? I think it's called Crave. It's, yeah. But that, to me, has a similar sharpness that Captain Crunch has to the top of my mouth. Oh, Cindy went off to make a taco salad. What is Wheat Bix? Saphira's mama. Forgive my ignorance. Ooh, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. That sounds really good. Yeah, when I get off here, I'm going to grab myself some more. I think I'm going to get some orange juice and have some of my goldfish. Watch a YouTube video or two and then hit the hay. Hit the hay, hit the hay, hit the hay really hard. Abra is lactose intolerant or sensitive, so she will be at Bath and Body Works with Dearly Crafted. She has ice cream with her cereal. Well, we have a match made. You guys can. Oh, Karen, I ordered mine a couple days ago. I was trying to get the order in before February 1st because all of AliExpress is shutting down. Okay, so I have a question about AliExpress in the next 10 days. I totally get Chinese New Year because I've usually gone to Thailand during this time, and there's always issues with flights and hotels and different things like that. So I have firsthand seen what Chinese New Year does in Southeast Asian countries. My question is every store off between February 1st and 10th? I don't remember them doing it this significantly last year. I remember they said times would be slower and they had a much lower employee rate in their warehouses, but I guess this year they're just taking it off. Help these poor attendants at Bath and Body. Oh. Oh dear. So yeah, I'm wondering how they're going to, you know, are they going to have a big sale after? I'm not confused. I don't want to say I'm so confused. I want to say I'm intrigued. Like, I don't know how this whole, like, as a business closing down for 10 days, yeah. And I'm glad they're learning. They're at least learning. Some of the stores are telling us that they're going to be closed. So I like that. To feed the addiction. Yeah, like I said, I think half the addiction is buying, and I'm trying so hard not to buy anything. But I did buy one of those round things, which I'm still baffled because during the I was watching Donnie's. I had watched the Charista, and then I watched Donnie do it. And as both of them were talking, they were saying they heard rumors there was a square one, and I'm sitting there going, I don't know how that's possible because the squares are so tightly together. There's no, like this, there's literally no room for even one of my hairs to go between the drills. So I can't imagine how there could be a square one. Round, totally get. Am I off my rocker? Which I very well could be. February is coming and I have my credit card ready to go. Okay, so explain that, Abra. Is it because there's stores in your area? Thank you, Mrs. Coffee. I didn't think there could be. It's not a question that kept me up during the night, but I was just perplexed. Alright, so I'm done with the tree within the tree. I'm done with the and sign. Done with that. Done with that. Done with that. Done with that. Alright, so I guess I need to find something new to work. So, I mentioned this a while ago through one of the live chats. I think I'm going to end on this topic. I had reached out to a couple people about doing a diamond painting retreat. And this was after the DPAL because I thought, okay, that would be fantastic. You know, once a year, meeting at a hotel and, you know, similar to one of the Stitch retreats that we see Stitcherista talk about. And I thought, wouldn't that be fun if we got together and did this? And I know Gwenny was part of the conversation, and she's in chat, and Wendy, if she's still awake, she was part of the conversation. But it kind of fell through. What intrigued me is that Donnie blamed the ruler for being defective. I was like shouting at the screen, and then she figured it out. So I was like, okay, you're good, you're good. But I had like called around and got hotel rates and catered in rates and like blocks of time and rent, like the cost of renting a conference room. And if people would share rooms, I think it would be really affordable. If you didn't, that's your choice, and it would be a little bit more expensive because you would be paying for your own room. But the thought still hasn't left me. And so I think I may do a little mini recorded video about my thoughts and potential. Yeah. So one of the places I checked into first was like Chicago. So out of like the 6 or 7 people I had invited to try to do a test one, I picked like Chicago and like Orlando, and New York, and I picked one like out west in case Donnie wanted to come, those kind of things. But like the Chicago one was the best deal, and the hotel was amazing as far as giving us discounts and things like that. And so without travel for 10 people, so not including your travel, because I don't know where you're coming from, it was going to be like for 3 days. So you would come on a Thursday and you'd leave on a Sunday. So you would have 2 full days of diamond painting. So I guess that's 4 days, Thursday through Sunday. And you could come whenever you wanted during that time. It was going to be about $300. That included the hotel, the meal, the rental of the room for all of us to diamond paint in. Everybody would have to pay their own dinner meal, but it would include the breakfast and the lunch meal. So, and then I looked into flights, and everyone's flight was around, except for poor Donnie, because she was coming from Oregon, but everybody's flight was about $300. So anyway, all that to say is, I don't know if people are interested. I couldn't do a cruise. I couldn't afford to fly somewhere and then pay for a cruise. But I could definitely, swing something. But I used to, I spent 10 years putting together trips for 60 plus people to go from the United States to Thailand on missions trips and different things like that. So I understand how to organize hotels, how to organize conference rooms, meal plans, transportation, all of that kind of stuff. And I would be willing to help coordinate that and do Google spreadsheets and different things. But I just need to know that people are out there and willing to do it. So yeah, that's just kind of some of my thoughts. It'll probably be repeated in another video in a week or two, just to see if anybody was interested in it and how serious they were. I had blocked some time in June, but that's way too fast now that we're into 2019, so it would probably be a 2020 thing, because I can't do it September, October, or November, and then you get into December, and that's Christmas. So yeah. Anyway, that's just kind of my little, idea. Ooh, Marissa. Please remind me, because it's way too late at night. What is DFW again? State, city. Jerry Crafted, you know that I have to lie to myself to make it okay. AliExpress will be closed. What am I supposed to do? Just save my money and not buy anything. Mrs. Coffee, yeah, Chicago's best because you can get stuck there with your diamond paintings. You might come home with a few new and a little beat up. Don't be dissing on the Midwest here, Mrs. Coffee. You're back in the game. Yeah, I hear you, Daily Crafted. I just felt like if I helped right now, you know, at the beginning of 2019 to say this is our plan, and get everything set up and like kind of say, okay, this is the price if 15 people come, this is the price if 30 people come, and this is the price if 50 people come. And then you can choose. I feel like a year would be a great amount of time for us to save up and plan, put in our calendars, our craft budgets could go to it, those kind of things. So it was just a thought. Oh, Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas. Thank you, Marissa. Yeah, Karina, you're out of the country, aren't you? San Antonio's warm in February. Oh. Yeah, see, I was trying to pick something. Yes, you can bring Maggie, of course. She's a part of you. Can anyone imagine a room where Dearly Wendy and Mrs. C are in the same room? I don't know, but those who were lactose sensitive, please don't be in the same room. Oh, the craft budget I speak of is just something in my head. My husband and I have come up with that I can spend $30 a month on any craft, accessory craft, diamond painting, scratch art, whatever. That's just kind of my budget, and it's not really craft budget. It's like also going out with friends, anything like that. So from time to time, Dearly, I talk about my craft budget, and when I do, other people talk about their craft budget as well. And so I just kind of use it in general terms. She's the devious part of you. Well, you know, we got to keep our enemies closer, right? I'm just kidding. You dearly know. Yeah, another part of me is like, hey, let's do like camping style where we just, instead of renting a hotel room, we rent the conference room and we all bring our air mattresses and our flushable toilets. Don't need negativity. Yeah, I get it, but you know, I'm at an age where it's like I'm so real, and I know you are too, Mrs. Coffee. I'm not saying you're not. It's like, love me or hate me, like I really don't care. And so I feel like the friends I do have are friends that love me for me. And sometimes we get mad at each other and don't talk to each other for a week, but then we say, I'm sorry, and like pick up where we left off. And I'm just at that point in my life, like I can't handle my own drama. Don't make me handle your drama too, or the drama between us. And so I just, that's me. And I know that's kind of you too. There's a conference room in your apartment building with a built-in movie theater. You're a figment of my imagination. Commune DVD convention, yes. We could, never mind, I was going to say something. Not very, very appropriate. Yeah, so it's just a thought I've been putting around in my mind, and also the thought of how to make everybody happy if we're doing it with people across the country or across the world, because some people are like, yeah, let's do it in Texas because then I can drive there, and some people are like, let's do it here and let's, just save money. And yes, some people are going to be able to drive there and some people are going to be able to save money. But if it happens to be an annual thing that once a year or once every other year that goes on, then we can switch locations. And so everybody, can take advantage of that. Anyway, it's too cold to make friends right now. Just stick with your turtle and your unicorn, Mrs. Coffee. And your potatoes. You'll be fine. Let's all drink the DP Kool-Aid. Oh gosh. I was in New York City when Heaven's Gate happened, and I was like, what the heck? Who dresses up in black jogging suits, drinks Kool-Aid, lays down and dies? I mean, what part? There's no logic to it. I won't even go there. Let's just save money. Our Kool-Aid will sparkle. Oh, goodness. Alright, guys. Well, it has been so fun tonight. It has been real, but I'm going to wind us down and let you guys go. I've had a ton of fun. Thank you so much. And I don't really have a live schedule. I wish I did, but my life is so topsy-turvy. I kind of just jump on when I can. And I find tonight successful. I don't think we had any trolls. Woo woo! Awesome. And yeah. Thank you so much. It saved up a whole week. Alright, well, I will see you guys later and have a great night. Not a problem.